Alright. I guess people are here. May as well get right into it. Hey, everyone. We're here. We're here. Hello, hi all. Daughter of Anana and Budget Jim. What up, Gamaras? I see you corrected to that to gamers, but, you know, I don't know. Maybe you were referring to the, I guess was it 1960s or 70s Japanese kaiju film series, Gamera? You guys know Gamera? Anyway, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But anyway, today, we're doing another live stream. So let's get right to it. So, here we are in our jungle here. I'm not a tell us what about Gamera? I mean, I don't know. Like, you ever seen this guy? One second. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked already. Yeah, this guy. You guys know this guy? Anyway. He's kind of like shitty Godzilla, almost. Like, I don't know. It's a thing, but that's... You can look that up on your own time. Look up Gamera. It's a whole thing. But anyway, let's get into it. We're in the jungle. We're in the jungle. Here's Luigi. There's like sort of one or two things that we're gonna do today, and we're probably gonna do a little bit of both. But, last week we worked on team combat. So I think I'm gonna show off a little bit of the team combat, because now you can get your friends to fight on your side. Sorry, let me just turn down the volume. I feel like the music is a little bit loud. Yeah, so now your friends will fight alongside you, which I think is pretty cool. Let me just adjust my mic. Why don't we gather our friends? I think I have a save file. Do I have a save file? Oh, shit, they're all here. Okay, so here we are fighting against the Sorcerer's army, and our friends are gonna help us. We got, Carmen, she's got her sword. We got, Connor with the frying pan. Okay, well, there's a little bit of, Oh, and also Pierre's got his gun. He's probably gonna fire it at one of these guys. Yeah, there we go. I think it's pretty cool. You got like a whole army. There is actually like a little glitch I just realized with the enemy AI. Basically, they're limiting it, like, you're not supposed to attack two targets at once, but the problem is that this is only... that they're attacking total 2 at a time. So that is something... Drink something. Okay, come on, I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it, Hyol. You just, wait for one moment here. Okay. Yeah, so that's just Pierre's music coming in here. But as you can see, we've almost defeated the Sorcerer's army here with a little help from our friends. Oh! Is that a crash? Is that a... What's the... Is that a crash, or is that a... Oh, yeah, it's a seg fault. Address not up to an object. Well, that's something that we will have to get into. But anyway, as you can see, we're crashing out here. So there is some stuff that still needs to be worked on with team combat, but it is a good start. We have a whole... my voice is cracking. Uh-oh. Let's see. Like it's cutting out? That's... Hola. We... Can anybody else tell me if my voice is having issues? Oh, it's been fine. Okay. Okay, good. Maybe... So you're saying my voice is... Because I haven't had enough to drink. So that's... Because my voice needs... I need to soothe my throat is the issue here. Okay, so... It does not come from technology. Okay, sorry. I thought that I had a... I thought I was having a technical issue. But it's okay. I'm gonna see if we can, like, kind of fix some of the enemy logic today, and then I think we're gonna work on we're gonna model a tree at some point, because I have been spending a lot of time on enemy logic. So we'll do a little bit of that, then we will model a tree, and then we might get back to the enemy logic, because at the end of the stream, it was requested that we have 200 Carmens versus 200 skeletons. So we'll see if we can do that. Maybe not 200, but a lot. But we do have a drink today. Don't you worry, Heil. I know you're looking forward to it. We have from the nation of Vietnam, a Wonder Farm. I'm gonna piss off everybody in Vietnam for saying Nuoc May. I don't know. You guys can tell me if that's correct, if I have any Vietnamese viewers, but in English, it's a tamarind drink. Yeah, from Vietnam. Let's have a taste of that. Okay, it's not soda. I thought it would be soda, but it's flat. You know? It's tamarind is a really interesting taste, because it's like it's a little bit sour, but it's like kind of sweet. Anyway, it's pretty good, kind of like a sweet and sour type flavor. I don't know what to compare it to, but it's like a fruit punch almost. Yeah. So, anyway. The issue we are having is that, basically, if I go into the enemy code, we can go to enemy AI controller. And you see this, this combat, we have a constructor here, and a target. So unfortunately, we have this num attackers total, and then yeah, we check here to see if num attackers total is greater than max attackers. But the problem is, we don't want the total number of attackers. We want the number of attackers that are attacking the player. So, the way we should probably handle that is with a map. Yeah. So, I'm gonna close this. Basically, what I want to do is, like, we want to limit the number of people attacking to like, some max number per target, instead of, like, a total max number, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So, let's quit. Actually, let me see if I can just display what's going on here. So let's load that save again. So these guys are going to get into combat. Yeah, see, so all these guys are here, but none of these guys are attacking me. It's because they've already got 2 people in combat, right? The limit has already been reached. So we need to make it so that it's a limit of two enemies per target instead of a limit of 2 enemies total. So I'm gonna fix that. Let's just get some music on. And then we will get right to it. So, this number attacker's total, do I need it? We're gonna replace this with a std map. And this is going to take a entity ID type. And it's gonna map to a entity ID type. Oh, actually, it's gonna be a struct, or maybe it's gonna be a vector. Yeah, let me think. No, it's gonna be a it's gonna be a int. It's gonna be an int. And this is gonna be num attackers on target. Right. So, where I do num attackers total, whenever I update this, so this is actually going to change to num attackers on target. Basically, yes. So this is, I'm going to slightly do this. So if auto it equals num attackers on dot find target dot get ID. And then I'm just doing this like a little bit safer because like it could be possible that we don't find the that we don't actually find that it doesn't have a target yet. And the dereferenced thing is greater than 0. What do you mean you can't? Oh, it's got to be it dot second. Okay. So, I mean, I'm just using a map for now. It's probably not the most optimized storage container for it, but we can work that out later. Also, that should be num attackers on target. And we'll probably do a similar map for the friendlies. Yeah. So, now, basically, anytime we would reference this, we need to work on... Actually, let's see... attackers on target. I'm going to factor this out into a function, which is this going to be int get attackers on target, and it's going to take a entity ID type target. So, so here we can just do if it. So if we don't find an attacker, we return 0. Otherwise, we return this number. Okay, so I'm gonna replace this with get attackers on target. Target dot get ID is greater than 0. So this is basically the detection logic. This is like is a character in combat, right? So this particular piece of code tries to figure out if they're audible, and if they're in combat, they're audible within this radius, right? So we're gonna see where else we... So this is just gonna be the same logic here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, actually, we should just get the number of attackers. Yeah. Because we're gonna want to use that. Non-attacker is num attacking target. Okay, cool. So we simply can copy this. I'm just looking for all the places where we use this information. We need to... Should chase this scene. We need to provide a target here. So entity target. And that's going to give us a couple errors. But we can simply paste in our target here. Where we find those. Yeah, so the Clang D is showing us these. Okay, so if wait. Yes, okay. This is if they're attacked. Oh, okay. So this is gonna actually become auto CMB equals to try get component. So this is then going to be get attackers on target, and then this is going to be CMB dot target. So basically, if we're attacked, but we're the only attacker on this specific target, instead of attacking the guy who just attacked us, we're going to continue attacking the person who we were already attacking. Okay. where else do we have? Okay, so this is the constructor. So here, we now need to do num attackers on target, and we're going to put it into yeah, I think we could just find the, because it's okay if there's not already a cool. Awesome. Okay, so then we basically copy all this stuff, but we do num attackers on target. Actually, we need to actually, I suppose we should assert that this should be .at. Because we know if we have this guy, there must be a target. Assert num attackers dot contains target. Right, yeah. Cool. So then, here, we should simply be able to, we should check then, if the number is 0. Oh, this is gonna be interesting because we don't, okay, wait. Actually, we're gonna do auto it equals, oopsies. So, dot find target. We're going to assert that the it is not equal to the end of this. Thread loop? I'm not. What do you mean by thread pool? You mean? I could show you a little bit later. Yeah. Dot end. Yeah. It's a little bit, the thread pool, I mean, it works, but, and so then we're gonna do if, oh shit, we gotta do dot second. So if this is, equal to 0, we're gonna remove it from the, okay, first we're gonna assert that it is greater than 0. Then we're gonna remove it from the, this map. Dot erase iterator. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so now it should keep track of how many attackers there are on each target. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I could share the thread pool implementation. The thing is that it's actually, it's very easy to accidentally write a thread pool that's completely broken. So, there's probably, I found some bugs recently in my thread pool. But, yeah, it's very hard to test these things. So, combat stuff, not as difficult to test. So let's see what happens. Let's see if they have the, okay, wait. Let's take a look at something. Okay, so this guy's still not attacking me. Why? This guy's state is, wait. Is he waiting for me? Ah. 1 second. So there might be some, there might be some stuff here. So this is handling the wait state. Update chase target. So, no, I'm attacking. Okay. So I'm gonna put a breakpoint in here. Although we gotta redo this in debug mode actually, because the breakpoints aren't gonna work very well. Yeah. But while we're waiting for that to compile, I guess I can show the thread pool, which is in main.cpp, I believe, because I did not organize this thread pool. Here we go. So basically, I use the Moody Camel blocking concurrent queue as the basis of my thread pool. It's basically like a thread-safe queue. So highly recommend this library, Moody Camel concurrent queue. Anyway, but now that the thing is compiled, we will get back to this. So it's a little bit laggy once again because it's debug mode, but let's see what happens with the... Oh, wait. That was the wrong save file. My bad. 1 second. I gotta copy the save file. Because the debug version of the game, for reasons that I can't explain right now, there's a different save file path, so I needed to copy the save file. Incentia, hello, welcome back to the stream. We're just doing some combat stuff. Okay, loading up. Okay, cool. A little bit laggy because there's a lot of stuff going on here. And this is debug mode. So. I want to see what's going on. So they're going to get into combat. Oh. Okay. We hit an assert. Ah. This thing is now broken because I wanted to keep track of who's on what team. Ooh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Well. Do I want to do 256 things for all the different teams per target? That seems like a lot. So, max attackers. So I might need to do some more stuff in here. Yeah, because this is assuming some things about... this is... Yeah. Yeah, so now it's possible for there to be this, like a bunch of guys on a team attacking, but that they, well, I'll just comment this out for now. But because actually, why don't we just keep track of that separately, the number of people on a team attacking? But where else do I use this? Okay. So this might need to be cleaned up later, but we'll see. Let's try again. We'll remove that. We've removed that assert. So that won't trip us up. But maybe we can see what's wrong with the logic here. Get some more soda here. Or not soda. It's quite sweet. Even though there's a little thing that says less sweet on it, literally. I don't know if you can read that, but it says less sweet. But it is still quite sweet. Alright, let's load the save. Alright. A little bit of lag, but once again, this is debug mode. Okay, so that guy's attacking me. One. Okay, so... So these two guys are attacking me. That's actually what I expected. So maybe it is actually working. Ouch, I got killed. So let's try that again. We'll just load the same save and see if it does the same thing. Test it a couple times. Ouch. And I'll give myself a shit ton of health so that we, Okay, it seems like two guys are always coming after me. Alright, seems to be working. Oh yeah, you can see Pierre also shoots while he's, which I think is pretty cool. He is gonna take out that guy, I assume, after he shoots again. Or somebody. Okay, yeah, so this seems to have fixed that issue. Okay, Pierre, shoot him up. Kill him. Get him. Oh, you missed! You useless, Pierre. Alright. Alright, we got one of them. Come on, Pierre. Get him. Alright. There you go. You got him. I think it looks pretty cool when Pierre does the shot. Alright, so that seems to work. Let's do it in release mode just to make sure that it's not like a, it's not like a weird release-only bug, but because that can happen. All right, well, let's load that same save again. Okay. So we have our friends defending us. I think it's pretty cool. They're gonna get into battle. See, Carmen's already fighting that skeleton there. Okay, yeah, it seems everything seems to be working fine. The guys aren't limited to... The guys are limited to 2 per target, it seems. But yeah, look, my guys are fighting for me. It's pretty cool. So I guess, like, technically, you could just, like, run out of here and then let... Okay, no, so these two guys are chasing after me. Pierre's gonna come help me with his gun. But see, it's like a whole battle. I think it's pretty cool. Oh, no. Alright, anyway, things seem to be working. So I died. That's, how do you, handle geometry rendering on the graphics backend? Do you just read model data from a file and generate the geometry instances? E.g., directly from that using a wrapper with open... It's quite complicated, so, there's a lot of things that are going on. So, like, for example, there's, like, different ways to draw geometry. So, like, I have these guys. These are animated. These are animated objects. They draw with one particular kind of shader. These guys are static objects. They draw with, like, another kind of shader. Like, just, like, And then we have the terrain, which is actually sculptable. It's not a mesh. the terrain is actually a texture that is being used to offset some polygons to draw. So it's like there's like a very specific cases for each type of thing, and then the wrapper, quote unquote wrapper, I have around OpenGL is if you go to render.cpp. This is where all the magic happens. You're actually not going to see a lot of OpenGL in render.cpp because it's... What are you doing? Why are you auto-scrolling? I don't want you to scroll like that. C-Line, shut up. Go away. Sorry, let me reopen C-Line. It was freaking out there for a second. For some reason, I noticed it started doing that. Where are you, C-Line? Okay. So, what was I looking at? Render.cpp. I was showing the. So basically, you have all this machinery for like figuring out what your draw passes are and everything, and then like it will eventually call something like draw meshes multi, which actually is quite a complicated function here, which then calls into this UBO transform thing to write some transforms into a big buffer, and then it binds that buffer, and then it calls do draw indirect, which does some more stuff, and then calls draw indirect, which calls GL multi draw elements indirect. So yeah, there's like a lot of machinery happening before you actually get to the OpenGL call. But it is actually quite efficient, even though it might seem like there's a lot of stuff in the way. But anyway, this is the actual where we call OpenGL, and then we have like shaders and stuff written in GLSL. But that's kind of the gist of it. But now that we have fixed some, I'm just getting some music going. Now that we have fixed some of the combat stuff, I'm going to, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break from that, and we're going to do some modeling. So, if we go into the forest here, we see that, you know, it's pretty good, but, like, this is literally just the same tree pasted a bunch of times. So I think we're going to want to make some different kinds of trees. So, as you may know, this game, is pretty particular with the tree biology that we do. So, like, we only use plants and animals and everything that were in the Caribbean in the 1600s, so hadn't been introduced there afterwards. So I did some research, and I figured out a new kind of tree that we're going to make, and we're going to open up Blender in a second. Actually, let's do that right now. We have something over there? Oh, yeah, we have Pierre open here. So let's get the stream music back on, and let's create a new empty scene. Wake up, babe, a new tree is dropping. Exactly. So, the type of tree that I wanted to do. This is, I mean, you've probably heard of a mahogany tree before. But basically, oopsies. This is the West Indian mahogany. West Indian not meaning India, but the West Indies meaning the Caribbean. Called Suincia mahogany. The way that I usually model trees is I go to Open Image Search. You know what? I'm a maple fretboard guy, actually. You can probably see behind me, but I'm a maple fretboard guy. But, you know, mahogany's alright. Mahogany's okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is a great website if you are looking for images and you want to make sure that... Boo. Hey, I mean, we all have different preferences, you know? So I'm literally just going to copy the scientific name here. So basically, this website allows you to filter image search results by license. So I'm going to filter it by CC0. So we just searched the scientific name. That gives us a lot of pictures. But if I search by CC0, these are images that we can use for whatever we want. And what I really want is these pictures. These are fantastic. It's like a dried, pressed specimen from the... Usually it's from the Smithsonian, but there are a couple other places that have it. They have some like dried pressed specimen that we can use to create an alpha texture for our tree. So I'm gonna look for like this is a good start. Basically, we're gonna make a texture, and that's gonna be our alpha cards for the tree. This is usually what I like to do first when I'm making a tree. So I've done this on the I've made trees on stream before. Well, I made the fern in this method on stream before, so there's a previous time I did this, which you can see if you're interested in that. But yeah, searching the scientific name. Also, if you search acajou, which is the French name for this tree, that also gives you another bunch of results that might be different. A lot more photos here, right? Now, for various reasons, so this is going to be a good reference because it shows us what the actual leaf pattern looks like. But the these are really good because it's like it's a whole branch, you know what I mean? And it's flattened, which is great. And also the lighting is consistent. But with something like this, it's actually kind of hard to get rid of that lighting information because you actually want it. Because the lighting comes from the game, right? So you can't have this. So these I'm just gonna keep for reference, I guess. That's not mahogany. That's is it? This looks like an olive tree. Anyway, those look like olives. But this is definitely mahogany. You can see that it says Suientia mahogany, which is the scientific name. But I'm just going to look for a couple more images. I'm just looking for one that kind of has this pattern of like alternating leaves. Because these ones are kind of like... Actually, that might be a good one. Ooh, this one looks good. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to create a quote-unquote an atlas. We're going to put 4 of these into one texture, and then we're going to use that to create our mahogany tree. And then we can sort of like try to pack them. So. Let's do... Do we already have that guy? Yeah, we already have that guy. Let's do this one. Okay, so I'm gonna find the high-res versions. Actually, is this high-res enough? I mean, we're gonna be packing, so I'm gonna save this. We'll do... Get this image. Get this image. Get this image. Okay, where's the... higher res. I want higher res than that. Oh, here's the really high res version. This is gonna take a while to load in. Yeah, so save image. This is gonna be called Mahogany 1. Wait. Let's just go into our downloads here. Oh, I'm opening this with the wrong program. What? I meant to open this in GIMP. So we're going to open that with GIMP. Just a classic image editing tool. And I'm going to go ahead and make this canvas. I'm going to make this 4096 by 4096. And we're going to put 4 of these different branches in here. So, actually, that might not even be big enough. Well, how big is this? Is this the full size? No. How do I just download the image? 1 second. Oh, that button. High resolution JPEG. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull that into GIMP here. This is the high res version. I'm gonna delete that. And yeah. We're gonna scale this down at some point, but 1 moment. Those pressings are pretty flat. Are you going to do anything to add more dimension to the leaves? No, and you don't really need to, is the thing. Because there's going to be, like, they're going to be kind of bent, you know what I mean? Like, in the actual, I mean, you can kind of see where I did with the ferns. Let's see if I can find that. So let's open, so you can see that these were also like a flat pressing, but then I added some dimension to them like this way, you know what I mean? So yeah, I am going to kind of like bend them outwards in Blender. But anyway. Yeah, we can close this for now. We can open Blender later. Yeah. That's kind of the... Oh, let me auto hide this because I feel like this is flickering. Okay, so what was I gonna do? I need to scale this down. This is way too big. I might scale it again, but just so that this actually fits on our screen. And then we're gonna like do some stuff to pack it later. So we have this big guy here. We can close that. Now we need to get this guy. Where's the... Yeah, we'll see the high-res version? That's going to take a second to load in. Yeah, okay, so now we can save that guy. High-resolution JPEG. Like, this is way higher res than we actually need. But I like to work from high-res images just to make sure that I can... Alright, so this is... To make sure that I have enough information for later, right? So... You know, for when they do... Because this texture I'm making right now, this 4096 by 4096, the version in the game is probably going to be 2048 by 2048. But it's for when people do the 8K remaster of A Short Odyssey, then we'll have a 8K version, you know? Or like a higher res version. So, let's... Yeah, I'm just going to start cutting off things to make it easier to pack these images. To make them, like, roughly shaped like what we're actually going to use. These are just rough cuts. I'm going to refine it a bit later. Also, they have this color index, which is useful for some people. Not particularly useful for me because the color here is brown, right? So it's like, they're going to be a different color in the game. Okay, so. And let's cut off some of that stuff here. And up here. Cool. Now let's continue scaling these. This does not have to be so big. What? Oop, I didn't mean to do just that. I meant to select the whole thing. All right. That's probably good. This guy can be smaller too. No, wrong layer. This guy wants to be rotated, probably. Just to try to match the shape of the image, you know what I mean? So we're not wasting UV space. Yeah, so it takes up less space like that. Kinda. Cool. Then, okay, we need 2 more. Where are the images that I was looking at? Did we get that one in? Yeah, that was this one. Did I lose my images? Yeah, I did lose this one. Okay, so get this image. This is from somewhere else. Interesting. From... Wait, this is Kenya? I mean, this was... I guess this sample was taken in Kenya, but also... I don't think we can use it because there's that section being covered there. So we're gonna ignore that. Do we have this? Yeah, okay, let's just do 3 then. We'll take this one. Okay, so... Ah. Where's my save button? Oh, here it is. GIMP, where are you at? Alright, so the question is, can we pack this? Oopsies, I meant to scale. So that guy, I think, fits best like that, maybe? So let's cut out some of the extra bits. No. I think we can actually cut out this section here, because that's like a separate branch. So, I'm going to just cut like that. There also has to be like some margin between them so that we don't get like overlap. So, make that guy a new layer. What? Cut. New layer. Paste. There we go. We can delete these guys. Okay, so let's continue our packing. I guess we can cut off some of that bottom part there. We'll get that guy in here. I guess these all need to get smaller, and so then we'll get this guy up top, I guess. And we'll rotate him like that. Yeah, okay, cool, that's my plan. Also, this guy can be smaller. Because you want to get these leaves roughly the same size, I think. Like that, I think, should be the scale. Okay, cool. So now I think these are roughly sized correctly now. Now I can try to... I gotta rotate this guy. No, wrong layer. I have to do this guy. Like that. Okay. We are still getting some overlap here. So maybe we could scale that guy down a little bit. Like that. Okay, so I'm gonna start cutting away the extra bits. So here I'm gonna crop the layers to the image size just so we don't have as much to work with. So layers to image size. Cool. Now we have it all cropped. Oh, actually, I don't think I meant to do that. I meant to do something slightly different. Okay, yeah, wait. Yeah? Okay, there we go. So I actually meant to do image, crop. Auto crop. What's that? No. I want to crop it to the... Well, here's what I can do. I can do... Select all and then image... Crop selection? Yeah, there we go. Image crop selection. And then it's all done. Okay, cool. So there we go. Now I can start getting my mask. So let's start by picking this guy. We're picking by color because the white stuff is gonna come out. Our mask, we need to increase the threshold, I guess, here. See, this leaves behind the shadows, but we actually want to get the shadows. So, no, that's gonna get some of the leaves. So what I can do is I can do image, grow, selection grow. Just grow by 5 pixels. And yeah, see, that kind of does the... We're still gonna need to clean it up, but... So now if I click delete, did it delete too much? It did delete too much, unfortunately. So we need to be a little bit more careful with what we're doing here then. So let's, instead of doing select by color, I'm gonna select fuzzy select here. And then we're gonna do increase the threshold, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, maybe it'll all get cleaned up when we do the resize, but like... What does that look like? Okay, so I'm going to increase the threshold until it... Yeah. That's too much. I mean, that's... Yeah, you still got these shadows here, but that's good enough for now. I can just clean up what's left. Okay, so... Let's just start cutting shit away. I'll come back with a more precise thing here. And then these we're gonna need to color in brown to cover that up. So this section of the stream might take a while, but hopefully you're in for the ride. It's just gonna be kind of chill, I think. Please, feel free to ask me any questions, because, about anything, not just this. Because we might be here for a second. Yeah. I mean, I kind of wonder if there is, like, some better tool to get rid of this background, but, like, I'm not familiar with it. Okay, that actually did a good job of getting rid of, although, that got rid of too much, so I'm gonna, control just to cut all this stuff off. Don't use this part of the segment. Okay. So. Yeah, that works fine. We gotta get the music back again. One moment. All right. Playlists. My playlist here. We can be like a little bit messy because once again, this is twice the size it needs to be. So some of that stuff is going to kind of like, some of the detail is going to be lost when we resize this. Gotta head out. Good luck on the tree. Thank you. Have a good weekend. All right, let's reduce the threshold here. There we go. Yeah, so, I'm just gonna try to do this as quickly as I can, because it's... I'm almost wondering if it might be better to use, like, a manual, like, mask here. Remove the dot background, I don't know which... Like here? Like, it... I don't know what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean. Try remove .bg. I'm... Oh, remove.bg. Is that a place? Is that a website? Oh, interesting. How does this work? All-in-one AI background generator and remover. I think we will not use that. In fact, I think I will pass on that. Because we don't use AI on this stream or on this game. Yeah. 1 second. So, in fact, like, yeah, let's just take a second here to do things all human-like instead of automating away our artistry here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. It just said... I looked at the site and they had AI in, like, big letters, so I was like, that doesn't seem like the kind of thing I want to deal with. But maybe there's a... Anyway. Anyway, we're almost done with this one, I guess. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, we are also going to need to clean up these lines here, probably with the clone tool. I'm going to hide these guys for a second, just so we're just working on this one right now. So we can see how much we've taken away. But yeah, I suspect there probably is a better way of doing this, like, because, I mean, I'm sure people have, I mean, I guess people really do, like, spend hours in Photoshop doing this kind of stuff. Or GIMP, I guess, because this is GIMP. All right, can we select that? Yeah. Increase, maybe? All right, almost done here. Oh, didn't mean to remember, that's too much. But let me just do some quick Googling just to see, or not Googling because it's technically DuckDuckGo, but like, let me search. Background removal GIMP. Is there a, like, is there a nice way? GIMP tutorials. This is probably just doing exactly what I'm doing. Fuzzy select. Okay. Yeah. Foreground selection. Oh. What is that? Foreground select. Let's try that. Let's try that on this layer because maybe that'll work. Okay. Where is that? Foreground select. Okay. So how does this The active layer is not... Oh, I have to select this layer. Okay. What happens there? Draw... How do I do this? Enter? No. Oh. How does that... What ends... I'm not sure how this is supposed to be used, but... What's going on? GIMP is doing something crazy. Oh. Okay. Let's try that again. Because this... Maybe this is promising. I don't know. Let's try selecting this area here. And then we'll try foreground select. Okay, so now... Let's... Can we... I don't know how well this is going to work, but let's just try... I don't know how... It's taking its time to do that, but let's see. I'm just doing a little bit of research to see if there's a better way. A way that doesn't involve burning down the Amazon to at the altar of artificial intelligence. So that's taking its time, I guess, because it's a fairly big image. Paths, I've done this before. This works really well, but it's time consuming. Color to alpha. I could try that. I could try that. Okay. Paths tool. Select by color. Fuzzy select. Foreground select. Okay. Well, this is taking a long time. The foreground select. It's not... GIMP is not responding. Did I save? I hope I saved that. Uh-oh. So, while we wait for GIMP to respond, I'm gonna keep reading about different ways we can do this in GIMP. One second. Background removal, GIMP, no AI. No, this is... I'll remove that. That doesn't seem to help. Okay, background removal, GIMP. That's... 5 proven methods. This is an AI generated page. You can tell, just by the formatting. I don't even need to read it. I hate the internet nowadays. It really sucks. This is still taking its time, and I didn't save it, so we just have to wait. Algorithms. Background removal using OpenCV. What is this? Yeah, let's... This doesn't look like something we want to mess with. Interesting. Alright, come on, GIMP. What are you doing? Are you actually doing something? Are you actually 4%? Uh-oh. I really hope... What happens if I open another window in GIMP? Is that... Oh! Oh, we're back. We're back. Apparently. No, no, we're not. I wish I saved that, because then I would have closed this. But then we're just going to lose a bunch of work. This is fucking annoying. Real annoying. I thought this was going to be a nice distraction from, oh, well, we're starting a new GIMP instance, but... Can we file... Is there a recovery? No, this is just this. But I will take a look at this while we're... Nothing is easy. Well, some things are. Some things are quite easy. Yeah, hard work is good, but like... I don't want to just lose all my GIMP progress here that I did with this. But let's see if we have some other ways we could do this. Let's try doing color to alpha. Colors, image. Where's the color to alpha? Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. This is working quite well. Oh my god. Damn, that's way better. Okay, well, I need to throw that out anyway, I suppose. Probably. That's really good. Color to alpha. Damn. There's still some issues to clean up, but that's like 90% there. Damn. Okay, so, maybe we should just start all over again, because that was so easy. So I guess we are starting over again. Alright, I'm going to close that window. Because look at how fast we did that. Okay, this has to end. GIMP. Terminate. Goodbye. Okay. Close. Okay, so we have this instance again. Alex, if we're going to go ahead and save this now. Save as mahogany. But yeah, at least we got that really fast. So, let's go ahead and resize our thing to the size we wanted. Actually, let's crop to selection first. Up to here. So, image, crop to selection. Now we have this guy here. So let's just clean up the last little bits. So let's do color to alpha again. Where was it? It was under color. And let's try picking the color as this one. And let's adjust our threshold. All right. Almost got it. Wait, okay, so I'm gonna undo this. I'm gonna redo the color to alpha, but I'm gonna pick a different color. I'm gonna actually pick the background color. So I'm gonna do colors, color to alpha. So we're learning today. We're learning how we're supposed to do this. We will pick that as, we'll pick our color as this, and we will, actually, this maybe? Then we will pick the transparency threshold as this, and pick the opacity threshold as this. No. Okay. Well, it seems it's okay. So it seems the choice of color is quite important. But yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So we can adjust this to get the perfect mask. So anyway, this is a lot better already. But I guess we'll just do that then. And then let's do what we just did again with the cropping, all that. I mean, hopefully I'm not boring you guys all with this, because I figure that this could get boring, potentially. So image crop to selection. And then let's try to see if we can find... Yeah, you're learning too. We're all learning. Now we can fix this gap here with the clone brush, I believe. So, clone tool. Size. So we're going to pick our thing here, and then we can just kind of... It's copying from above, if that makes sense. And you just kind of line that up. See, it's copying this segment and putting it there, right? So we just gotta kind of continue the lines, if that makes sense. Yeah. I think that's working pretty well. See, you never know that I was there. We just have to do that in a couple places, unfortunately. This is something that also maybe I wish there was a speedier way to do this, but who knows? Okay. So this is how you do it. Oh, we grab one of that. See? Perfect leaf there. And once again, this is not... we might be, like, wasting way too much time in here, because, like, the leaf is going to be tiny in-game, maybe. But, you know, this is kind of the, this is kind of what this game is all about, you know? It's all about unnecessary detail. Yeah. Kind of finesse that. Oopsies. Don't want that berry in there. Cool. Alright. The angle's wrong there, so I need to pick that guy and then kind of continue that one. Yeah. I like details. It's good. Details are the fun part, you know? Especially about getting accurate trees. Oopsies. Yeah, that's good enough. Try to just speed this up here. But, yeah. Cool. And then we're gonna change the color of this as well. This, because it's gotta be green, right? So I think, just in the interest of time, instead of doing all four, we're just gonna do this one. And then I'll do the rest off stream. Oopsies. Let's see. Over here. I code simple in C++, but design complex things for other stuff. Cool. But eventually you will be coding complex things in C++, because that's what C++ is good for. Yeah, that's fine. You won't see that in game. You won't notice it. Gotta go smaller here. I guess the brush needs to size can be smaller. Yeah, I do kind of have a feeling that this is one of the less popular activities that people watch my stream for. But, you know, occasionally. I don't mean that the code is complex, but that, like, the thing you're doing is complex. Like, obviously, a short Odyssey is complex. Like, there's a lot going on, right? So it kind of has to be done in C++, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I know what you mean, but, like, a certain amount of complexity is kind of unavoidable. Like, the problem is the unnecessary complexity, right? And that's a problem that that's a problem I've dealt with, you know, a lot in my C++ coding career, is unnecessary complexity, whether introduced by myself or by other people. Is that a certain amount of complexity is necessary because the thing that you're doing is complex. But you need to avoid adding additional complexity, is what I think the point should be. If that makes sense, right? So it's not, the problem isn't complexity in and of itself. The problem is unnecessary complexity. Back here, yeah. Try to get that one, yeah. Yeah, like, are you really gonna notice that little vein on the tree? I don't know. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. I'll know I put it there. Even if it's, even if nobody else does. Oopsies. Oh, can I line that up? Can I? There we go. Okay, well, we're making progress on this here. Yeah, I think the trick is to fill in the edges and then do the middle. I think that's the strat. And then we can clean up that edge here. And erase that additional bit in here. Yeah, so the trick I think that we learned this stream is that the best way to remove the background in GIMP is using color to alpha. Then you still might have to clean some stuff up, but at least it's not that big of a deal. And maybe we can clean that up using the Smart Select. Yeah, I think we can. So yeah, these small things we can clean up using this. Okay. Feather edges. Yeah. Oh, God. I should have been doing that from the beginning. Can we increase the threshold? Beautiful. Okay, so let's fix these gaps here. Back to the clone tool. Why are you not? Size? Are we not selected? Try that one more time. There we go. Cool. I'm gonna decrease the brush size a little bit. I think that's too big. There we go. Yeah, let's just do the middle here. Let's see. Try to keep going quick. Don't want to spend too much time. I live as complex as necessary, as simple as possible. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable take. That's a reasonable word to live by, I would say. Okay, this guy, we want to erase that leaf because he's coming off the screen there. Okay, cool. Clean up some of that. Alright, so now let's finish these leaves here. Okay, shit, accidentally had the wrong thing selected. No? Yeah. Oh yeah, right, I was gonna do the edges first and then the middle. I think that's the strat. Nope, maybe these sides because they're going. Yeah, that's better. Cool. All right, just a couple more. A couple more leaves. People probably think I'm friggin' insane, eh? With these leaves. It's kind of meditative, you know? I think this kind of work is good for you. It's good for your brain. Yeah, almost done on that one. Okay, cool. Move on. Just make sure I save that. Don't want to lose progress like we did before. Is template important? Templates are the most important thing in C++, in my opinion. Yeah, templates are important, and you should use them. This is actually maybe... I feel like some people are going to tell you, like, templates are bad, but the proof is in the pudding, is that if you look in the standard library, or any... If you look... Templates? Do I use templates? I use them everywhere. If you look at any successful C++ library, you are going to see templates everywhere because they are just so good. Well, most people are wrong. No, that's not true. I think there's a loud minority. There's a loud group of people who are anti-template, but if templates were bad, people wouldn't use them. But I mean, there's a loud group of people who say C++ is awful, right? And a lot of those people also don't like templates. So it's like, if you like C++, chances are you like templates, right? It's like, the people who are telling you our templates are bad are the people who don't even like C++, is my point, is what I'm saying, right? But in my opinion, templates are C++. Templates are the thing that makes C++ amazing. Well, they're one of the things. I mean, once again, like, templates in and of themselves do not cause your compile time to increase, but there are certain constructs you can make with templates that will cause your compile time to increase. So it's like, yeah, sure, I guess. Like, you can use templates in a way that makes your compile time increase. That is true. But they don't inherently do that. Yeah, and also, a lot of the complaints about templates, are places that you maybe shouldn't use templates in modern C++. So, for example, a lot of the metaprogramming stuff that people used to use templates for can now be done with const expr. So it's like, and you should use that instead of templates in that particular case. So it's like, I think, and I know there are a lot of people who are like modern C++, ruin C++, but I'm a very pro-modern C++ guy. I think modern C++ is really great, and every version gives us new fantastic things. Yeah. Just make that a little pointy, yeah. 17 and 20. Well, A Short Odyssey is on C++ 23, by the way, in case you were keeping track. I'm just going to delete this, this particular branch. We don't want that one. We'll leave it there, I guess. Team 23. Hello, Tutu. Couldn't keep you away. I suppose Madrigal's done his stream at this point. Shout out to Madrigal, by the way, if you guys are looking for another streamer to watch. He also does streams about his vehicle physics puzzle game. I should call it. It's pretty cool. Madrigal Games on YouTube. He does some good stuff. And occasionally he streams at the same time I do. Which is not ideal, because then I can't watch it. You know? But, you know, sometimes that just happens. Nothing you can do about it. Alright. Cool. Alright, almost. Yeah. I'm a C guy, I do macro. Oh my god, macros are fucking... I mean, usually pain. Because there's so much stuff you can do with macros that you just should have done with templates, or constexpr, or whatever. It's like, I do understand macros, like, there are times where you have to... I mean... If you're just using macros for, like, conditional compilation, that's fine. I mean, I do that all the time, but, like, you should not be doing logic in macros. Like, they have, constexpr and templates and stuff for that. Like, I mean, people complain about template errors. Have you seen macro errors? Macro errors don't even, like... Oh, there we go. I think we've patched all the leaves there. Now I think I'm just going to do a quick cleanup of all this garbage outside here. And then we can turn it green, and then we can start getting work on the trunk. So yeah, we're just going to delete the text. We're gonna do a little bit of cleanup just around here. Then, most people are just kids who know jack shit but repeat what they read on something without having an actual clue. Yeah, I mean, sometimes. Yeah, I would say definitely don't... If you just hear somebody saying something about a programming language that they don't actually use, they're probably wrong. Except when I complain about other programming languages that I don't use. I'm always correct, but they're always wrong. Yeah, so yeah, when you hear me complain about Java being ass, that's a pretty widely held opinion. Even though I don't use Java, you should believe me. That's obviously bait. No, C++ is a good language. I will defend it. I will die on that hill. I might even die on the hill that C++ is the best language. Yeah, every language is garbage and the best thing ever. So I've not actually tried Rust, but I mean, I think it's probably fine, Rust, but like, you're certainly making it work. Pascal was fun. I've not actually tried Rust, but I'm sure it's probably a fine language, but literally, like, the reason I don't use it, I've never really used it, is because, like, the internet is just... It's because of the people who like Rust that prevent me from using Rust, not the people who don't like it, right? Yeah. Exactly, the Rust people are what's annoying about Rust. But, like, I've never used it. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really seem like it solves anything that C++ can't do, so that's why I really haven't been that interested in it. Like, it seems like, at best, it's on par with C++, which it probably isn't. All right, let's just clean this up. Cool. This guy, little gap here. Okay. Little gap here. I stayed in C++ by using your advice, otherwise I was going to learn Rust. Oh god, I'm glad I saved you. No, I don't know. I don't know, maybe Rust is fine. Probably is fine. But like, but I'm glad you took my advice, because C++ is a joy. Alright, just gonna clean up these little... Well, let's... That. Yeah, let's maybe do that. Oopsies. I need a smaller brush. My brush is too big for this. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, cool. Let's make it green. Time to make it green. So we're gonna do colors. Hue saturation. Increase saturation, then we're gonna shift the hue. We're gonna find green somewhere. Yeah. Beautiful. So, sorry, we're gonna look at our reference image for the color, because we did have one. You told me that you can solve lots of problems in C++ because you'll... Yeah, definitely, you will. And I stand by that. Where did my... Swienci Mahogany, Sorry, I was looking up my, oopsies. Just wanted to get a color reference here. So, these little guys are going to be a little bit more red, so I'm going to see if I can, actually, I'm going to cancel. I'm going to duplicate this layer. I'm going to colors, color to alpha, and we're gonna just try to select these guys. Or actually, I'm gonna just try to select the leaves. I'm gonna make the leaves invisible. Make that guy go away. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to make the leaves invisible, but everything else visible. This is more difficult than I thought. Maybe. Can I select by color the leaves? And it's probably not gonna work. Let's just make everything green. Wait, why did I... What's going on? What happens if I actually just delete that? Did that? Yeah. Then, I'm going to take this bottom one, then I'm going to make the bottom one all green. Colors. Hue saturation. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Make it more saturated. More green. but darker. So that's our color. So we need a little bit more blue. So I'm gonna do the hue. There. Lightness, I think we can increase the lightness. Okay. Now, that's a good start, but I'm just gonna take the erase, gonna take this top layer, and basically this top layer is like the brown ones, right? Kinda, you know what I mean? I'm gonna increase the, we're gonna really do this quite roughly. Just, actually, increase the size. Yeah, just like that. No, that was too much. I need it to be kind of a soft fall off. No. Hardness 0, 0, 1. No? Well, that's not working. Why you can... Oh. Did I have hard edge clicked? No. Why is it cutting off hard? Brush. Just the regular brush. I want like a smooth fall off. Why is it... What happens if I do here? Yeah, it's cutting it off hard. What? I don't have hard edge selected. Image mode? No, it's RGB. Let's do... Oh, is there not an alpha channel here? Oh, weird. Apparently there was no alpha channel. But anyway, we can sort of like... Add alpha channel. Was there... Weird. I guess it was using a mask instead of an alpha? That's that whole time? Anyway... Let's just increase this. Whoopsies, wrong layer. Take this layer. Just gonna kind of cut away here. See what I'm doing? Just kind of like the big surfaces of the leaves are going to be green, and then the inner parts are going to be brown. And this is how you make a leaf. We're doing this real fast. Yeah, hopefully... Okay, we're almost gonna go into the modeling. We're so close. We're so close to actually making the tree. Almost done this leaf thing. But look, it looks... It's like a perfect leaf texture. Almost perfect. But it's definitely good enough. All right. Now, get rid of that. Let's save that. Oh my God, it's already 3:57. I think we're gonna go for another half hour. Because otherwise we're never gonna get this done. This thing took way longer than I thought. All right, so save this. I'm gonna export this as a PNG in locations. Home. Source models. I'm gonna create a new thing called Mahogany. Okay, and then we're gonna export this. Nope. Didn't mean to export that to that file. Mean to cancel. Mahogany. Okay. And then we're gonna export it as a 8 bits per color RGB, RGBA, and export. Then we're gonna get into Blender. We are going to add a plane. Add mesh plane. And this is gonna be our leaves, right? If that makes sense. We're gonna take our resources. Where is where's source models? Here we go. Mahogany. We're gonna take Mahogany out of PNG. We're gonna bring it into this material. So this is gonna use material here. We're gonna give it a mahogany texture, the texture of the leaf. We're gonna hook up the color to here and then the alpha to the alpha. And then you can see we have our little leaf texture here. Okay, so what's going on here? Yeah, we have our little leaf texture. Now, the aspect ratio was a little bit wrong, so I might need to quickly fix that. The way so where's our image size? This is 50. I'm gonna resize this, or I guess we can resize it in Blender. So 59. I'm gonna resize it in Blender. We're using my Lancos resampler. Lanchos? You never know. All right, so scale image. We're gonna do how big? 5097 by 6346. So let's make it 2048 by okay, let's first make this a square. Canvas size. We're making this a square for now. Oh, whoopsies. I meant to do it the other way. Just to make things simple. We'll center that, we'll resize. We will export that over top of our old image. For some reason, GIMP is very slow. I guess because GIMP is not very hardware accelerated. You know what I mean? It's just the way it goes, you know? Did it get exported? So can I reload it now in Blender? Okay, cool. So now I'm going to resize this. I'm going to scale using our Lanchos resampler to 2040. Let's do 1024 by 1024 for this particular. All right. That's going to take a second, but it'll look a lot smoother after we do that. We can close that. Why are you taking a minute? Come on, Blender. All right. Everything is always crashing all the time. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. So now we can start cutting this guy up. So I'm gonna cut, and we're gonna try to kind of match the middle of the branch here. Yeah, that's good. We're gonna cut this up into some, like, kind of quads, I guess. Just simple. And then we're gonna bend it, and then that's gonna be our little guy. We can cut it out here because we're gonna delete these excess pieces. These can be deleted. Nope, not delete first. Delete faces. And then we'll do the same thing on the side. Cut that guy out here. Out here. And this guy can get cut out here. And then we'll take our cutter. Then delete, yep, faces. Okay, cool. Now, I'm just gonna pull this guy up so that it's sort of bent a little bit. Oh, why did it? Oh, yeah, and that's gonna give us some 3D-ness. Actually, I'm gonna use the trick I just learned that you can select. I'll just bend things around a little bit. Okay, cool. I need to save this as mahogany.blend. Mahogany. No, not there. Where's the mahogany folder? Save. Okay, cool. Okay, so this, I'm gonna add a new material. This is gonna be trunk. Also, this needs to, we need to add a utilities math greater than for the mask to work properly. So, I guess we need a picture of a mahogany. Mahogany tree. Okay. It looks kind of like that. So, I'm gonna save that image. We don't need to care about the license of this image because we're not actually using this in the game. We're just using it as reference. So here's our trunk. Let's sort of just scale it down. Actually, I'm gonna delete faces. I'm gonna replace this with a cylinder, and then I'm gonna do 12 sides. Yeah. Okay, so scale that down. We're gonna bring that up. I'm kind of doing this by eye. So more or less straight. Then there's gonna be a guy that comes off like that, like another branch. This is gonna keep going. And then let's split this one into two again. To this way. And then we're gonna, I'm gonna do a cut here. And then we're gonna extrude out of here to make our other branch. And then, I'll do a... flatten this along its normal. scale 0. And then we're going to do Alt-Shift-S to make it sort of round, more or less. And then, yeah, let's just start moving these guys around here. Making a very quick mahogany tree. Global. Yeah, okay, so scale, pull that out, scale that down, pull that guy out, scale it down, and then we'll have one more branch coming up this way, and we'll just grab these guys and pull them out, do our scale Z0. I'll shift S to make it round, more or less. I'll shift S, make it more round. Okay, cool. Then that's it. That's it for now. We're gonna shade that smooth. We're gonna take these branches and start putting them on. And we're gonna just point them in a bunch of random directions. Hopefully that makes sense to somebody. All right, Shifty. So I'm gonna start just by doing ones that are like along this like level. I'll just rotate that around a little bit. And then we're gonna have a bunch that are facing in other directions as well. Also, I'm actually going to delete this. I should have done Alt-D instead of Shift-D. I'm going to go into this, and I'm going to Shift-A, no, Shift-S, selection to cursor. Then I'm going to move it along here. Then I'm going to object set origin to 3D cursor. Now our rotation point is going to be around here. So now this is going to be easier to move around actually because the origin is right here, and I can rotate this however I want. Yeah. Do Alt D. Rotate that, and I can rotate it that way. I'm just gonna create a bunch of these. I mean, I guess there's probably some tool that can like spawn these, like kind of randomly, but I'll have to look into that later. Yeah, but like that's a good start, I think. Let's actually have that one facing down. Kind of get this going in all different directions. And then we'll have a couple that are facing upward. And that's really gonna make it look good, I think. I'm gonna also set this to gimbal. Just to make it easier to mess with. I think I got the idea, so I can hide this guy. But move that guy out. Put it there. Just keep rotating these randomly because actually it should be local. Local, I think is what I want, not gimbal. Okay, so yeah, just a couple more of these, I think. But as you can see, basically, like, it's this texture is doing most of the work for us. Like, we don't have to model all those things, you know? So even though we spent all that work in GIMP doing all that stuff, it does actually pay off because it's less work that we have to do in Blender. Alright. We almost done? Let's put a couple along here. And then a couple along here facing down. You see? Like that. Here? Yeah. And let's rotate this guy to get sort of more volume this way. Okay, so... Okay, I think that'll be good for now. So let's get the bark texture real quick. Let's just add some seams in here. Also, we can delete this guy because we don't need that. I'm gonna stretch that guy in. We're gonna put a seam around this. Yeah. Mark seam. Mark seam. We need to mark seam in here. Mark seam. Then we can actually delete these guys. Nobody will notice it up here. Just if they're small enough, you know? People aren't really gonna notice that, I don't think. Let's just sort of redistribute these verts here. Okay, now mark seam, delete this face here. And mark seam. UV, oopsies. UV unwrap angle based. What does that look like? Looks like that. We're gonna go ahead and gridify all these guys. I'm gonna do UV, RMUV, Boxify? Yeah, Boxify works. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. Gridify maybe? No, can't gridify that guy. But I can gridify this guy, I think. Or Boxify him. Okay. Basically, that's just to make sure that these guys are gonna loop, but why is this guy having issues? Because of this. What are we looking at? Oh, we don't have a seam along here, that's why. My bad. So I will put a seam in here. Mark seam. Then we will select this face is here. UV unwrap. Then we can boxify this guy. Oh, he didn't like being boxified. So in that case, I'm just going to straighten this edge. Don't want to have these guys selected. Do align auto. Move that over. We will align these guys. Then we're going to select these UV minimize stretch. That's going to kind of... Now we need to kind of like distribute these guys at the top. I guess we could scale these. Yeah, that'll work. That's work. Okay, cool. So that works. Now I need to... Can I make this... Because I want to make this tile, so I need to make the width of this exactly 1. Oh, I can make that 0.5. 0.5. Then, what is this? Oh, those are supposed to be straight, aren't they? Align auto. Align auto. Eh. Anyway, it's very hard to make this automatically tile. I kind of hate this. There should be a tool to fit it horizontally. Anyway, I need a texture. I need a texture for that, and then as soon as we get that, we'll be able to bring it into the game. So I probably have a bark texture somewhere. So I'm gonna go into my resources, textures, bark, or maybe. Okay, for now I'm gonna use the bark, the same bark we use on the guava, but later on I'm gonna change that. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put the base color in there. Oh, that's the roughness, I meant the color. And then we'll put roughness into roughness. Make it non-color. We'll add a normal map node. And then we'll put it into the normal map. Make sure it's DirectX. Then I just need to finish setting up these UVs. So that guy horizontally is okay, but this guy, I'm gonna rotate him 90 degrees so he matches the, so R90 UV pack islands. Yeah, but I need him to be extended. Yeah, I really wish you could make it so that it's exactly one horizontally. I don't believe there's an easy way to do that, but I'll come in and fix it later. Okay, so now this last one here. Rotate 90. R90. Yeah. UV pack islands. And then we're going to scale the thing until it fits. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so now we have our tree. That's what we spent all that time doing. It's this fucking dumb tree. So let's get that exported and into the game, and then you know, I guess we'll just be happy with that. You know, people are still watching this, so I guess it can't be that boring. It looks like a tree, right? Pretty decent, pretty decent. It still needs work, but let's make sure that we have the image exported. So just need to make sure that my material here, let's do image, save, image export, or save as. We're gonna make a new folder in our release called mahogany, and then we'll call this mahogany PNG. Yeah, save it maximum compression here. Now save it to RGB, save as image. Then this guy's good. We just need to make sure that yeah, that's all good. This is non-color. There we go. I feel like the color, I'm gonna add a tint. I'm gonna add a tint here. I'm wondering if that's gonna, you can add color, text, utilities, math, and we're gonna multiply the color by, actually it has to be vector math. Utilities, math, vector math, multiply. I wonder if this is going to, not the roughness, the color. I meant to do the color. Base color. That's multiplied by 0, but we actually want to multiply it by a color. So I'm going to take a, add a input color, and then that's going to be our tint. So I'm going to make it a little bit darker, and then a little bit more red. Okay, that's good for now. So, I was wondering, if you're using simple alpha cutouts or alpha to coverage, since you use MSAA, it is alpha to coverage. Yeah. It's a special sharpened alpha to coverage. It's with using F width to kind of like make it nicer. So yeah, I wonder if that's going to import into the engine. Theoretically it should, but let's see if the tint does. Otherwise we can add it back in the engine, but this I don't want that light. I don't want that camera. So let's just export everything. Export as, oh, I actually don't know how big this is. What's the, I might need to scale everything up. How big is that? Item. 6 meters tall. That's probably not tall enough. Let's... Oh, we need to scale from 3D cursor. Let's get it up to... there. So it's 10 meters tall now. Okay, so... now I'm going to export this as mahogany.gltf. Selected. Data mesh, apply modifiers. There's some vertex color stuff that I could use later for this is for how the foliage is animated, but right now let's just do it without animating the foliage. Yeah, okay, so that's good. Keep original. Export mahogany.gltf. Cool. And let's go into the game. Okay. Where is it? Okay, so let's get our tree that we spent way too much time making. Let's find it in here. Meshes, mahogany somewhere. Probably under M. Mahogany. Create entity. There we go. Nice. Beauty. Did it get tinted? It doesn't look like the tint worked. Mahogany. I'm gonna quickly add a physics collider. I'm gonna make that a cylinder. And gonna fit that to the tree. Oopsies. Yeah, that's good enough. Move that up. Yeah, it doesn't cover the top of the tree, but that's fine. Let's make it height 7. And maybe 6.5. And then adjust that to make sure that it's like kind of good. Okay, cool. We can save that. We can save that as a prefab. No. Collision. Collision works. Okay, cool. That doesn't look bad. Although, oh, it's merging into that other tree. We just need to rotate it a bit. I was like, those don't look like the right leaves. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's teleport it over here. Nice. Okay. Yeah, it's just a different kind of tree, you know? Add some variety. I do kind of wish that tint was working. Let's see what's going on with this material. Okay, so it didn't import the tint, because we can tint it ourselves. Or I thought we could. Oh, wrong. I'm tinting the wrong material. I meant to tint this guy. Oopsies. Ah, reset. I meant to tint that one. Yeah, so you see? That would be kind of what I wanted, but it didn't export. So I'm going to see why Blender exporting doesn't do that. Blender, let's get back to Blender. Blender export GLTF tint. One second. I'm just reading the Blender manual. Color? Factors. Oh, there's a multiply color node. Interesting. So let's go back to our mahogany. I'm gonna add a color. Is it combine? No, it's probably Add color. Is it under mix? Ah, yes. That's what I want. So let's do factor 1. Let's do the color of the... Well, let's... And then we'd plug that in there. Now I wonder if it will export properly with the color factor and everything. Export. Apply modifiers. Okay, so yeah. And when we get back, hopefully that will work. We can find our mahogany tree that we've added. Lagging because Blender's open, and for some reason, the graphics driver doesn't like to work well when Blender's open. Yeah, Pixel Duck, if you're listening. No, I know you don't work on the NVIDIA driver, so you won't be able to help me there. All right. So yeah, there we go. There, our tint came in properly. Yeah. Yeah, there's our tint right there. Cool. It's probably a little bit dark, but we can tweak that later. But anyway, you can see that these leaves are moving, but these ones are not. Let's quickly add some vertex colors. In Sentia, I know you were having trouble with vertex colors. So that our game engine knows what to do with the foliage to move it around. Oh, I didn't mean to open a game. I meant to open Blender. All right, Blender. Ah. What is that? I opened up the wrong program. Okay. Mahogany again. We're back here. So, here I need to select all... Oh, shit. I'm gonna make a collection here. New collection. I'm gonna take all these leaves. I'm gonna move them into this collection. I'm gonna Shift D. Then I'm gonna join these all together as one because I can't be asked to have these be separate. So I'm gonna hide this collection here. That's all the old ones. We'll have all their transforms and everything, but this is one that's merged together. I'm gonna take that and I am going to add a... Okay. I'm going to do file... I have a script for this, basically, a geometry nodes. So I'm gonna append... I think I can probably do the one from the Seba Pentandra. Nodes. Where is it? No tree. Color each leaf probably is the one that I want. And then I'm gonna add a modifier. Geometry nodes. Can it use itself? Oh, maybe. Okay, let's do geometry nodes. This is color each leaf. That's what I want. And let's look at the vertex colors. We need to add a vertex colors group here, first of all. 1 second. Yeah, I know I'm going overtime again. I can't believe I keep doing this, but we're almost done. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I gave you extra content today. Sorry, let's do attribute. We're gonna take our vertex colors And we're going to add a color. Face corner. Cool. Now, this script has... I'm just going to quickly look at just the blue channel, because that's what I want to see. Okay, wait. Your streams are very helpful. Thank you. What does the green one do? The green one should be a different color of green for every one of these, which... Yeah, it's close enough. So, that's the green channel. The blue channel... Oh, I want to see only the blue channel, actually. So I want to take the green, the alpha, and the red away. So the blue channel is not quite right. So I want that to be... We take our UVs. Yeah, that's fine. We take the distance along the... Okay, that's distance from 0. I want just the x-axis, so I'm gonna add a utility. I'm gonna add a separate x. So actually, we can just take... I'll take my y, put it around here. There we go. So yeah, okay, that works. That's good. That's good. Then I'm gonna take this guy, red. So just take a look at the red. Okay, that's not quite right. I need to adjust the multiply factor here. Because I want there to be basically a line in the middle, where it's oh, I guess that's not quite gonna work, but I will take a multiply that by the blue. No, multiply that by this distance, because I want basically this vertex to be 0. I don't want it to move around at all. But I guess these are all duplicates. Oh, wait, no, but I can't. I have to go in here. 1 second. What position is that? We'll select all these guys. Everything. And... oh, I guess it is already selected. Move that to 0.5. So. Or, we'll just copy that, actually. We will go back to our geometry nodes. Change this to that, and the distance from there is going to be multiplied by... We'll take a power distribution, and we'll look at what that looks like. Okay, cool. So here we have 0. So I'm just gonna change my exponent. Yeah, that'll be good. So I'll multiply that by the red. Cool. That'll work. And then the blue can be what the blue is, and then the green can be what the green is. And now we can export this. We'll export this whole guy here. GLTF. Mahogany. Cool. Then we'll open up the game. All right. Then we'll go back to our mahogany tree. Making trees is apparently more difficult than I anticipated. But I need to take this and I click animate foliage here. And now, look. Ain't that beautiful? Oh, I forgot to do something. We need to go back to our Blender for a second. And hopefully not lag at the game too badly while we do that. We accidentally duplicated a bunch of leaves. Because I exported the wrong thing. One second. I need to do export. GLTF. And then I need to do include selected objects only. Export. Then I need to reload this guy. And there we go. It has... Oh, we also need to animate foliage. Wait. Okay, still having issues. What's going on here? Okay, so... Oh. Interesting. Why did this... Are these two of these here? One second. No, there's only one of them. Okay. Why are they merged? Oh, why are there three of these? I only want there to be... Okay. Export. GLTF. Oh, because I exported the wrong file, that's why. Export that again. Okay, cool. Reload. Now, oopsies. Reset? Yeah, there we go. Now we can hit animate foliage and hit save prefab. And save. And now we have our animated mahogany tree, which is doing fine. Doing fine. Okay. Yeah, so thanks for sticking with me. I think that was like kind of a little crazy over the top stream there with terms of working on the tree. But we do have a new tree now. Thank you for tuning in. I will ask you that you like and subscribe to the channel, because that's always helpful to me. Do not forget to wishlist the game, although I think everybody who is still watching is probably subscribed and has wishlisted the game. But if you haven't, please do that. And if you really liked it and you want to help support me financially, there's a link below to my Ko-Fi where you can give me a small donation, $2, $5, or $10, completely optional. But you will get a special role in the Discord, and I will read out the message you put in there on stream. So with that, I would like to thank you guys. I'll see you guys all next Thursday. Yeah. Really, really thanks a lot for tuning in. See you guys. Goodbye.